Runic astrology is quite a chunky subject and one I could write a whole book on. So this is a little introduction. I'm going to give you a grounding into what runic astrology is and how to look at some of your own runic astrology. Runic astrology is looking at the runes against the planets and energies of the solar system. Because of how the history of the northern traditions was recorded, we don't know what the ancient Vikings and northern peoples thought of the runes and the stars in the sky. However, we do know that what we call Orion's belt was called Freya's distaff. Each star represents one of the Norns, and constellations such as Pleiades were called the boar's snout, as it's pointed as the battle formation of the same name in Viking times. The Norns are the three goddesses who sit at the foot of the world tree. They spin the threads of the weird into the rich tapestry that is life. They're called Urd, meaning fate, Skuld, meaning being, and Varandi, meaning necessity. We don't really know much else. Runic astrology is a very much reconstructed paradigm in the 20th century. In runic astrology, the stars of the northern tradition are markers of the seasons and have direct connections with the seasonal rites and myths. And now I'm going to lead you down to the clearing where we can look at this skyscape, this map of the sky, and delve into how runic astrology affects your world and how you can use this power and energy in your experience of life. In our observable solar system, we have 9 planets, plus a load of other asteroids and aliens and lots of space trash. The ancient Nordic people could only see as far as Saturn, the 6th planet from the Sun, like we can today with modern tech. In traditional astrology, influenced by Greco-Roman culture, we have planets and asteroids associated with gods and goddesses of the Greek pantheon. There are, however, Nordic gods, goddesses, giants, whose energy works well with the planets. In ancient Nordic culture, each planet can be associated with a deity, just like the Greek ones. And just like the Greek gods and goddesses, each Nordic deity has their own personality, traits and interests. There is overlap and there is some similarity to the Greek gods. Mainly because humans think the same, we experience the same energies hitting us from the cosmos, and we interpret them in similar ways. Let's begin with our runic astrology guide to the planets. Sunna. Sunna is the goddess of the sun. She drives a chariot that pulls the sun around the heavens and is chased by a wolf called Skuld. Skuld is constantly tired, as Sunna keeps the sun moving in a regular pattern. Sunna's energy is that of purpose, direction, and life goals. She brings life and abundance. Closest to Sunna we have Odin, called Mercury in Greek astrology, the king of the gods and the god of kings. Odin has many names and aspects, as any good leader should. He can shift into different energies and forms. Odin is the greatest speaker and negotiator. His words can spin magic, as well as the next man, but not quite as well as the next woman. He is the rune master and beyond excellent at rune magic. Odin is super interested in communication, getting things and people to work together. The rule of order, not necessarily law, and keeping everything going. Almost holding hands with Odin, we have his wife, Freya, called Venus in traditional astrology. Freya is the goddess of magic, battle, love, and motherhood, all at the same time. She likes some bling, like her Brisingamen necklace, and uses her feminine cunning to get her needs met, including love and sex. Freya has the energy of beauty, love, passionate battle, and freedom. Next we have Midgard, or Earth. Jord, or Mama Earth, is our deity. She likes earthy things, practical things, and keeping the seasons spinning. Jord can be found in every lake and river, mountain and forest, from tundra to desert. Jord is the earth and is everywhere on the earth. Moving further out now, we come to Mars, the red planet. This energy is that of Tyr, the war god, the god of right behaviour and honour. He likes to be in action and will do what is right and proper by the values he ascribes to. Tyr brings the energy of action, justice, correct or honourable behaviour, and decision making. Thor is next, called Jupiter in traditional astrology. This giant planet brings Thor's massive energy through its energy. This energy is expansive, generous, and protective, as Thor is the defender of humankind. Thor likes things simple and direct, and can get confused when things are too complex. This connection is full of energy, expanse, and luck. It builds Hermangia, the luck of the ancient North. Loki, or Saturn, follows Thor, the last visible planet from Mars. Loki loves structure and systems, but, and it's a big but, only when they work. If they even slightly don't work, he will destroy them. This structure or change energy is not confined to things like castle walls, but cultural systems and beliefs. Loki did, after all, father Fenrir the wolf, Jormungr the world serpent, and Hel the goddess of death. And he changed genders and gave birth to Sleipnir, the eight-legged horse that Odin rides. Constructs and structures are the energy of Loki. If he can bend the rules to make things work, he will. And if that doesn't work, he'll make up his own rules. The first 6 planets are internal energies to us, or just in our field of influence. The next 3 energies are more societal and collective energies, mainly as they take so long in the orbit of the Sun. Urd, the next planet, is clad in green, or Uranus in traditional astrology. She brings energy of change, reformation, often rebuilding with a higher purpose. Urd is one of the Norns who spins the fates all into the tapestry of the weird. Her energy is one of changing states, of a challenge to all things that decay and are reborn. Next we have Aegir, or Neptune. The god of the ocean and the depths brings his energy here. The energy he puts out speaks of hidden depths and subtle movements. He is the master of the unconscious. Mimir is the god of wisdom, the last planet Pluto. A Jotun, really, a giant. He lives as a disembodied head in a well in a cave in Jotunheim. Way back in the beginning of this course, I told you how he traded one of Odin's eyes for wisdom. Mimir's energy flows from Pluto and provides wisdom and hidden influences. Mimir likes to make things complex and mystic. When his energy is in play, it adds that element to what is going on, adding complexity. He has got a sadistic sense of humour and will use it. He wants the old to be gone and the new through to replace it. It's useful to know the gods and goddesses that circle the heavens, as, when working with the runes, we work with northern energy, whereas traditional astrology works with Mediterranean or Greek energy. For an example, Freya is close to Venus, but not quite the same. Odin wanders and causes problems with communications, as he's not there to oversee everything, much like Mercury does. But Odin is king of gods, Mercury is a messenger. Saturn and Loki may share interests, but one is much more chaotic. I would like you to see the correspondence between the way we speak about runes and gods, the same way we'd speak about star signs and planets. Mercury in Cancer in Runic Astrology is Odin in Feu. So we look at the runes in the heavens the same way we'd look at star signs. My solar sign, my Sunna sign, is Wunyo, the same way it's Libra. And by looking at these two different ways of seeing the universe, we can build an energetic pattern and structure to describe our experience here. So, for instance, Tyr retrograde in Othala would be close and similar to energies of Mars retrograde in Gemini. There's lots of weird and wonderful different language here, but used the same way as traditional astrology. I feel it's beneficial to see the planets as lenses through which we can view energies. When, for example, Odin is in Feu, what energy would that bring for you? Well, Odin likes to rule, be magical, communicate, and find power. Feu is the energy of abundance, so perhaps Odin in Feu energy brings abundance through acting on your voice magic. You've had a very whistle-stop tour through the cosmological planets and runes for Runic Astrology here. And now I invite you to take these energies and the learning you've already done to see how it fits and feels for you, how these energies affect your world, both in the obvious and the really subtle. Because that's how we're going to play this game, how we're going to build this energy for you, how you're going to build your experience of this world by seeing how it affects you and how it feels for you right in your gut. So I invite you now to take your journal, take some time in the woods or by the sea or wherever you feel best and most connected to feel into the Runic Astrology energies and vibrations that you are learning and experience in your world right now.